Welcome to the Zono Sports Show. I'm Zo, your host, where you know Zo knows. Now, first off, I gotta say, if you watch Monday Night Football last night, Jimmy Graham with 2 one-handed touchdown catches. Oh my gosh. Jimmy Graham reaches out, catches the first one. Now, the second one is the one that I like. Shout out to my boy Finn. I will tell you, watching that on TV, and he catches it with the one hand, he's holding hands with the other defender. I mean, this guy's pass interfering on my man Jimmy Graham, holding his hand, as my buddy said, walking him down the aisle. Let's get married. Jimmy Graham still scores. That guy healthy, heck of a player, heck of a football player, heck of a tight end. I mean, I'm glad we got him from basketball on that football field because he does amazing things, and it's great to see what he can do when he's healthy. And, of course, the Seahawks beat the Bills. Now, first off, for the rest of the NFL that went on this weekend, let me start by saying, Dak for president, Dak for president, Dak for 35-10. Dak Prescott, that guy is unbelievable on that football field, okay? I mean, of course, yeah, they blew out the Browns. Who hasn't? So, like I said last show, you got to blow out the Browns, Dallas Cowboys if you don't want us to continue to say that you're the same team. Dak, he's a gift that keeps on giving to the city of Dallas. You guys ever heard of Christmas Toys for Tots? Dak Prescott, he's more of the fundraiser guy for touchdowns for Texas. So Dak Prescott has really made a difference there on that team. 3 TDs this weekend, 21 for 27, 247 yards. This is a guy that I think if you look at everything and what he's done with that particular team, yeah, people are saying, oh, we could give Tom Brady the MVP. Yeah, you maybe could, but he hasn't played a full season, which I won't hold that against him. But I'm just saying, Dak's played in all 8 games. His team's only lost 1 game, and they're still doing great. I mean, they haven't had just bad games. They had the questionable game against the Eagles where they went to overtime, but they pulled it out. You're going to have games like that. Tom Brady's played in games like that. But to look at a team and the difference that he's made, Dallas, when was the last time they were 7-1? I mean, if that is the record, I think that's right. But when was the last time? I mean, Dallas is doing things that we haven't seen since the 90s. So when you look at most valuable player, what he's done for that franchise, I consider the most valuable aspect of the entire football season. Also, Zeke the Freak scoring 2 TDs on pace to break Eric Dickerson's rookie record. He is a running back that'll be around a long time. And I think he'll be healthy for a long time because he's so evasive the way he gets through gaps and splits through holes, and the way he gets around the outside, and when he just runs in open space and can make a guy miss. Not like Shady McCoy. Shady's got a little more sauce than him, but Ezekiel Elliott, he's an all-around athlete. The hurdling over top of defenders and being elusive. He's a guy that will continue to help that franchise for years to come. That 1-2 punch with him and Dak Prescott, and then you've also got Des Bryant, who hasn't played that long. What is he, 5 years in the league? This Dallas team will be good for a long time. Also, the Colts beat Green Bay at Green Bay. Andrew Luck, where have you been, sir? Where have you been? Now that we found Luck, what are we gonna do with him? Now, Andrew Luck, he had an okay game. He did throw 2 interceptions. I won't hype it, but he did throw a touchdown pass. Aaron Rodgers, you need to cool it, bro. Don't sit here and get on the microphone stand after a game telling everybody that you're not happy about the lack of energy. If you're not happy about the energy, then how about you go out to some convenience store in Green Bay and buy a couple Red Bulls or some Monsters or some frappes from Starbucks, give it to the team, wake them up, and you need to drink one yourself because you haven't played great at all, sir. I mean, let's not forget that arms look like a noodle compared to what we've seen in the past. Yes, you had an okay day, but let's look at your entire body of work for the 2016 season. Has been pretty regular, pretty cheese pizza. So let's not start criticizing teammates. Do your job. Don't be the grumpy old man in the locker room because you're getting late into your career. You called Favre an old man, and you talked about how he was down the stretch. Is this the pot calling the kettle black? I'm not sure, Mr. Aaron Rodgers, but I would just say continue to play football, man. Don't call out your teammates, especially when you've struggled as well this year. Just keep playing and just say we need to be better. Don't. It's not the time for you to call out anybody. If anything, you're gonna call anybody. Call out the coach, Mike McCarthy. Come on, Mike McCarthy. And also, no run game is killing the Green Bay Packers. So until you can get that solidified, you can't complain. And moving right along, the Raiders, as my boy Chris Berman would say, are for real. First place in the AFC West. Beat the Broncos the other night, 30-20. Derek Carr, he's went out since day one and earned a check. I really respect that guy. He's got young receivers, Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree, because they're catching everything. Also, they have a decent defense. They added Reggie Nelson. They've got Khalil Mack, Bruce Irvin, Sean Smith. They got him from Kansas City. The Oakland Raiders, the fact that they have a defense now really scares me because we knew before that they could score points, but they give up 30 points as well. But having a defense like that who can compete on that stage and they're not afraid to come out and play football, they're a team that we'll have to watch in the playoffs because they may be the dark horse Super Bowl pick. Isn't that what you said? Dark horse Super Bowl pick? Maybe. We'll have to see. I'm a believer in the Raiders. I'm a believer in Derek Carr. But we're just glad he's not like his brother David. Of course, he didn't have an offensive line there in Houston when he started with that expansion team. But I really like the Raiders. Also, the QB position for Denver is clearly an uneasy saddle for the Broncos. John Elway, will you, sir, eat humble pie by season's end? I mean, you did send Brock Osweiler elsewhere by simply saying, no, we're not going to pay you that, sir. And he went to the Houston Texans. He's had a year. But Trevor Siemian, I mean, this is a guy who I'm not quite sure about. I know that Trevor Siemian at Northwestern was inconsistent, good one week, okay the next, bad the next. That's why Kane Coulter and him went back and forth. And I wonder if Kane Coulter's still in the league. He should be. Kane Coulter was a great player for Northwestern. But anyways, Trevor Siemian, I don't think is the guy to answer the Broncos' quarterback issues. And they have a right to be salty at Brock Osweiler. Maybe Aqib Talib knew who was better. That's why he was so salty and said, we're going to talk to him a little bit. So we'll have to see what the Broncos do down the stretch with that quarterback situation. Can Trevor Siemian play better? Or will they have to make a switch to Paxton Lynch once he is healthy? I'm not sure if he is healthy. He should be healthy. But will they make that switch? I think it's about that time. You got the guy. You drafted him high. Play Paxton Lynch when he's ready. Also, there were statements made across the board this Saturday in NCAA football. Alabama got busy, of course, late against LSU. Wins the game 10-0. This game was a classic phone booth battle. Bang, 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 right between the tens. And, I mean, everybody on that field has a shot to play in the NFL because you're at those schools for a reason, which is why people really like to watch these games. But to me, they honestly, they get me really tired. I mean, I'm getting a little bit older, so sometimes I feel like I need coffee and peppermints to stay up and watch those type of games because just no points, all defense. I mean, I play defense, but, I mean, come on, guys. Can we get a touchdown or two? But this was a good game. Fournette, he was bottled up again, 17 carries for 35 yards. I really think Alabama just has his number, but Fournette, I really think he just got to let the game come to him. I feel like it's at times when he feels like he has to make a play, he tries too hard instead of trusting his natural instinct as a player. Like last year when I watched him against Syracuse, I was really impressed with the way he picked and chose his holes. So I look forward to seeing how Fournette develops as the season goes on. Can Fournette sustain who Leonard Fournette is and was last year, or will he just drift off into this oblivion of being an okay running back in college? Because there was a point where we were comparing Mr. Leonard Fournette to Mr. Bo Jackson, and we all knew that Bo knew. Yes, we did. Now, also, the defense is the MVP for Alabama, hands down. They are the backbone of that team. The fact that they played against the wall all night, kept it a 0-0 game. Yeah, LSU did too, but they're hit and miss. But Alabama's defense has done it every game. The games where they needed to score points, Ole Miss, Tennessee, they actually went ahead and we can't score tonight, we're going to stop you on offense. Just plain stop you, give you that blank, give our offense time to get on the board, which is what they did. And Alabama has a quarterback now, Mr. Jalen Hurts, with the scramble late in the game, 20 yards, takes it down to the 1 yard line across that for a touchdown. I mean, this guy, I think this was a 4th down play. I mean, he takes it, what was it, 20 yards? He scrambles past people, and you think he's going to get stopped on the goal line, but he cruises in because there was a great block by the wide receiver in the end zone. I really, really like Jalen Hurts. I look forward to seeing him play next year as well as into his junior year. We want to see if he stays healthy, though, because we all know in the SEC that running style, those are big guys playing in that conference. So if you get hit, it can be ugly. Blowouts were king. Ohio State, Clemson, Washington, Michigan, and Louisville. They all dropped at least a 40-piece with fries, okay? Speaking of Louisville, can Lamar just relax until the award show? I mean, honestly, we're talking about the Heisman. This guy, hands down, has been the most phenomenal, most exhilarating, most electrifying player in the nation this entire year. I look forward to seeing Lamar Jackson take home that trophy because, of course, we're in the Ville. We're turned. It'd be pretty lit to have a Heisman Trophy winner. So, Lamar, I mean, what else can I say about him? 26 passing TDs, 19 running TDs, over 1,000 rushing, almost 3,000 passing. He is a two-way animal, okay? This guy means business when he's on the football field, okay? Seems like a really good kid off the field as well. Santa Claus should be pretty good to Lamar because early December, I really think that he'll be the guy that's holding this up at the end of the year. As I did say, I did predict that he would definitely be a dark horse to win that Heisman. Did I say dark horse? No, I said possibly a favorite, and he has proved me right. So keep doing your thing, Lamar Jackson. You're on your way to that trophy, and you'll be in all those fancy commercials on ESPN. Now, also, our surprise of the weekend, the bum of the weekend, Texas A&M loses 28-35 to Mississippi State. Nick Fitzgerald runs all over him. I mean, you cannot lose this game, Mississippi State. You can absolutely not lose this game. How does that happen? Trevor Knight, he gets hurts his shoulder. He's got to come out. They just arrived in the top 4. They get the early exit. I mean, how do you go to a party like that and then have to leave and your curfew's by 10 o'clock? I mean, come on, Texas A&M. You were in the driver's seat. Now you've effectively ended your run this season at the college football playoff because you're in the West. Alabama's clearly going to win the West. That was your only shot to get in the playoff was to continue to win games. And you dropped the ball on the first weekend? Come on. But, you know, hey, it is football. That's why they play the games. Who can handle success down the stretch? That's what I want to see. Washington, I will say, they are a team that won't taste any sour apples unless they beat Washington State in the Apple Cup. And if they beat Washington State, because Washington State's playing really good. They won 69-7 the other night, I think. Mike Leach has got them playing like these Texas Tech guys from back in the day. You know, the Crabtrees, the Harrells. I really like what Washington State's doing up there in Wazoo. So, let's see. Will the apples be sour for Washington? I'm not sure. But if they win that game, there's no way Washington does not play in the college football playoff. They've pretty much cemented their spot. Really feel sorry for Louisville outside looking in. 6 yards keeps them from the national championship. Was it 6 yards? Maybe 15. But yeah, definitely a first down keeps them out of the national championship, which is so sad. But we'll have to go ahead and move along. I mean, we'll see what Louisville does, see what Washington does. But until then, NBA, Lakers are decent, especially at home. I'm so surprised and pleased that the Lakers are doing well. And I will not hide the fact that I am an avid Lakers fan. Always have been from back to the Shaq and Kobe, Brad Shaw, Ron Harper days. I mean, the Lakers have always been a great team. A great franchise, but they've struggled the past few years. We know that. They got a lot of young gunners, D. Russ and Clarkson. Randall's playing really good. However, Randall needs to transform his game out of the one-spin move and layup. He's got to get better. He's got to get better and work on his game. You can lift weights all day, but that won't help you stay in the league, Julius Randall. Keep working, sir. Swaggy P, he's more like Swaggy OG. He's a veteran player, actually, on this team. You know, this is a guy that I want to say Gilbert Arenas was sad about. You know, so I think he played hurt or something like that a few years ago when Nick Young was with the Wizards and Nick Young got him the game. So, I mean, I really like Swaggy P because he's been around and you could tell that him and D. Russ, they're over the whole phone situation, which tells me he didn't really want to be with Iggy anyway. So, I mean, This team is really good. They're young, they're fast. Mozgov, he was a steal from the free agent pool. Great job signing him. A lot of people didn't like the contract, but he's giving them stability there in the middle. A big man that can play. Luke Walton is the key. He was out in Oakland sipping on slushies and drinking Gatorade, and he knew this job would come open, and he's done a great job. The Lakers are 4-3. Come on, LA, keep balling. So I look forward to seeing the Lakers continue to improve. And Chef, he's back in the kitchen. Last night, NBA record 13 three-pointers. I remember the morning I woke up in high school and Donyell Marshall hit 12. So congrats to Chef for getting back his spatula and fry pan, because as of lately, he has not been cooking as we saw last year. He's been he's been a microwave guy, if I should say, 2-minute meal guy. But last night he put together a full spread. So I look forward to seeing Golden State improve. They need every piece moving in this timepiece, okay? In this pocket watch, everybody's got to do their job and do the same things they've always done. If they can do that, Chef's hitting, Clay's hitting, Kevin Durant's hitting, Draymond's hitting. I mean, they can score 170. Easy. Now, also, the Cavs are still unbeaten. Mr. LeBron James and Kyrie Irving, they're all doing it up there. No championship hangover, no letdown coming. They're still undefeated. I don't see the King losing. LeBron, he's proven that he is for sure one of the best players in NBA history, just with the way he plays the game, as well as now he's got 3 championships, so I got to give him credit. So we'll see how the Cavs do down the stretch. How many games can they win in a row? Can they do their best Golden State impression and possibly challenge for the best record in the NBA? How ironic would that be the very next season? But we'll have to see how that goes. We got to rap about these college basketball games coming up this year. We'll do that on Thursday, and we'll get a little bit of weekend go-tos for sure. Now, make sure, Zo-knowers, that you go vote. Your voice counts. You may say, oh, I don't know who to vote for. Pick somebody. Anybody. Pick somebody. Thank you for watching the Zo Knows Sports Show, where you know Zo knows America.